When you prepare for PMP examination, you may go through the topic called scope management, where we talk about requirement gathering. When I say requirement gathering, requirement starts flowing from different direction. It could be from interviews, you may have some questionnaires through which you get the requirements, or we do benchmarking with some standards in the market, or we do brainstorming, or we do focus groups. There are multiple ways to collect the requirements. Now, when these all requirements are coming in, now where is this affinity diagram fitting in? In the requirement gathering in project management, affinity diagram is one of the tool. Now, what affinity diagram can do? Now, as I said, it comes from different areas, a lot of requirements flowing in. We need a way to organize it. For affinity diagram, you can tell that group by similarities. There are similar requirements, similar categories, we can group it. So it will help us to say, did I cover or did we cover needed requirements for this topic? Did I miss something here? Is it needed for all the projects? Not necessarily. If the project is huge, a lot of requirements are there, complexity is high, uncertainty is high, chances are we have to maintain by titles, groupings, which will help us not to miss anything. I can quote an example for this. Imagine there is a retail store coming up in your city, place where you are, a big retail store. They're going to have textile, they're going to have groceries, they're going to have home appliances. These days we get such big stores, right? Like a Reliance store or a Walmart, they come with a big store. Now, if they want to get a space, a physical space, that is a requirement. A customer is coming with a requirement, they want to get a space and they want to group by categories. They have to collect all these requirements related to this title. When I say about groceries, when I say about textile, when I say about home appliances, related to that, we're collecting some requirements. This is on a physical space. The same can be of digital also. The same retail store want to go digital, web. They want to collect some requirements related to that. When I have this title, it is pretty good enough to put in a list on so we can prioritize it. Now the question is, do I need a special skills to do this affinity diagram? The answer is no. Affinity diagram itself a tool for which you can use an Excel sheet or could be any web tool or could be even a whiteboard with a good amount of sticky notes where you can put some titles and invite the people to converse about certain topics and people can put the list of items are below this title. But we need a good facilitator who can organize it. If not, things can go haphazard. Let me put this in a little simple way. What is affinity diagram? We can take an example of a pharmacy or a medical store nearby locality. A medical store has a medicines for children or middle-aged people or elderly people. They have medicines for cold, fever or COVID medicine. A lot of medicines are there. What if they keep all the medicine here and there? It will be so tough for you to pick up and serve the customer. Rather, if they have a special boxes, medicines for age group 3 to 7, medicines for COVID, medicines for fever, they have a boxes there. There's nothing but it's a title, it's a grouping. So affinity diagram is helping us to group things by similarities. Is this only for the requirement? No, we can use it for different level of requirements, something called we can group business requirements. We can group technical requirements in the project. We can group quality requirements in the project. What way of testing going to happen? What standard of quality we're going to follow? We can have a transition requirement. How the knowledge transition will happen when the project is getting over. So grouping can happen at requirement which you receive from the customer. That could be requirement within the organization. Now, primarily in the projects, when you use affinity diagram, it makes your flow very systematically. Now, somebody can question, is this only for a predictive project or it can be for adaptive or agile projects? This can be for agile as well. We know in agile, we have a backlog. In backlog, we have all these requirements coming in. Before backlog, we can even maintain an affinity diagram to have a title of a high level work which may need to come inside the backlog. It is not mandatory, but we can maintain it. So the answer here is when you learn project management, you may go through this topic called affinity diagram. Affinity diagram is primarily called as or used for group by similarities, which will help us to organize a requirement in a very systematic way. Thanks for watching this video. Good wishes for your success.